Hey, what is going on, guys? My name is Coach Char, YouTube channel Donkster Born, but built for Theme Park News. Now, this is another debating video on the Theme Park Newsroom update playlist, and this is on what could be the long-term future for Thorpe Park Resort. So I'm going to be predicting this in a way that's known as the next 5 years. This is technically like a 5-year plan type of video. But I'm not just going to be doing it as to what I think will be added. I'm also going to be doing it on perspective of what I would add if I was in charge. So you're going to see two different, it could be one investment, it could be two different investments, but it's one for what I think will be added and one for what I want to see added. So for you guys that don't want to get confused, let's start with what I would personally add in that year. So 2020, next year, I want to see something done with Angry Birds 4D. I think with the scaling and measuring, I would personally like to see something added to that area, in that building. Maybe if you're going to tear down the building, I'd like to see a flat ride on that spot, a nice, discovery kind of ride, maybe a frisbee ride on that site would be nice, swinging over and stuff like that. It would be a nice investment, and with that, I want to see sort of an Angry Birds re-theme. What I would do personally, I would sort of re-theme Angry Birds into that, back into that Amity Cove section and do like an Amity themed frisbee ride. 2021, I would personally add a GCI behind Swarm on the new island. Well, technically new island, but used plot of land behind Swarm, and sort of theming around like this cult sort of legend, things like that. And I sort of had this sort of GCI with really high bank turns, a great sense of airtime, and some great theming as well. Nothing to do with Wicker Man or Colossus Battle of the Giants at Hyde Park, or what they've been doing with the GCIs in the past couple of years at the minute, but something with a completely different theme, but maybe give it off that sort of Game of Thrones type, myths and legends type theme. I'd love to see that kind of theme on its own sort of island, like kind of like a forgotten battlefield on the site of the old Thorpe Park. So I'd like to see that sort of past myths and legends theme brought in with a GCI coaster to go along with the theme for 2021. 2022, I would personally add some family rides. Take a bit of an off year, so could be a couple of really good themed permanent flat rides or family rides. Where would I do them? There's plenty of different sites you could do them. I mean, you could easily replace a current family ride. I mean, I know Mr. Monkey's Banana Ride's been quite an old attraction, so if they're going to get rid of Black Buccaneer at Chessington, or it could be a few years before they remove Blade at Alton Towers, especially with the recent refurbishment going on. But of course, with Black Buccaneer looking to possibly be going out of Chessington, I think the pirate ships could be it for the Million Entertainments brand. So I'd love to see a new family ride on that spot maybe, and maybe another flat ride as well. I could also see the removal of Storm Surge and or The Walking Dead the ride. So I could see the removal of one or two. I would possibly personally remove Storm Surge definitely, and I'd possibly remove X as well, or Walking Dead the ride. I think the Walking Dead sponsorship will probably be over at that point. Moving on then to 2023. Now this is again another big year that I would do for the park. Now I've already removed Storm Surge. By that point, before that point, I will have wanted to remove Walking Dead the ride as well. So if you remove both those attractions, I would like to see a coaster replace that whole area where Walking Dead the ride is and Storm Surge. Redevelop that whole section of land, and personally I would do either a compact coaster like a Skyrocket 2 or one of the Gale Force at Pearl and Castaway Cove type models by S&S, or if there was a chance, and I'm not saying this is a big chance, I would do maybe like a B&M dive machine just on that little plot. Well, not really a little plot of land, but it's sort of quite an outstretched plot of land if you take away the Walking Dead the ride and Storm Surge, and if you merge that area together, you've got quite a nice plot of land there. But of course that's a big if. But personally, I'd go with like a Skyrocket or an S&S multi-launch compact full circuit coaster, just to give it that sort of thrill feel. And then 2024, I would go big again, but this year on the resort side of things, I would replace Thorpe Shark Hotel with a permanent Thorpe Park Hotel, a really nice, pristine, look back through the years of Thorpe Park involved, so a bit like a kind of like a park heritage hotel with like a heritage theme of the old park. So that's sort of my years of what I would do. But now let's sort of guess what I think they're going to do between 2020 and 2024. So 2020, I'm predicting that something is going to be done definitely with that Angry Birds 4D spot, or possibly Angry Birds Land in general. And I could see a retheme of some sort, or I could see like a redevelopment of just Angry Birds 4D. But I do think if they're going to redevelop 4D into another 4D film or another different attraction, I do think that the Angry Birds sort of theme is going to sort of fade away, and we could be seeing a full Amity Cove once again for the first time since 2014. When Angry Birds Land first opened in that half section of Amity Cove, because of course Amity Cove wasn't entirely removed for Angry Birds Land. Of course, for those of you who do remember, it's like retheming and replacing half of Amity Cove, and of course the Time Voyagers 4D cinema changed into the Angry Birds 4D experience. The new Dodgers going in, so I'd like to see that rethemed. Maybe the HB Ledger games gets moved to a different location and that gets taken out and replaced with some family rides, maybe some family drop towers, kind of like what Alton Towers and Chessington are doing. So maybe move Lumberjump from Old Town and move it in that sort of section of land where the HB Leisure games are, and sort of retheme it with the area. So that's sort of what I would do in terms of 2020. 2021 then, so during 2020 I would see the prep for 2021, and then 2021 I would see a possible either GCI or a Rocky Mountain construction, or I'm predicting to see a GCI or an RMC ground up, replace either that Island Behind Swarm with its own kind of theme, not sure what, or replacing Loggers Leap with a Wild West theme. Now someone did a No Limits to sort of mock-up of an RMC for Thorpe Park, possibly in that Loggers Leap spot, and it was all about the Copperback Express. Now make sure you go and find it yourself. I think if you just type in like No Limits to Copperhead Express, then you'll find it. It's a Thorpe Park RMC that is made, and it's literally themed around this Copperhead mine in Chertsey near Surrey, where of course Thorpe Park is located. And personally, I would love to see that kind of theme, that Old West theme, relate it back to local legend about this gold mine and something's being dug underneath, something's underneath the mine. Will you uncover it on this Copperback Express? Maybe not that exact name, because that would be just ripping off someone else's design, because he designed that, and I give him massive respect for that, because I've seen the video a few times and I can't get out of my head how awesome that would look as a coaster. So maybe go with a different name, but maybe go with that sort of mine in Chertsey sort of theme with like a backstory to it in the Old Town section. But of course, if it's on the Island Behind Swarm, I'd like to see its own original theme. So 2022 then, so by the time the coaster's already open for about a season, I would personally like to see some off-year general refurbishment details, spruce up the areas a bit, go for like a Thorpe Loving Care programme over the next few years, so maybe close a couple of rides. I know most people don't like Merlin closing rides and not replacing them for a long time. Look at Black Hole, that was SBNO from 2005 right up until 2012, and then finally replaced in 2013 with a coaster that's kind of average to some people now. Some people still absolutely love the Smiler, but some people are kind of finding it just below average or just average now because of how rough it's got over the years and how it's not aged, like Saw the Ride hasn't aged since 2009. So I don't like, you know, Merlin closing rides for years and then finally doing something about it, and it could be something great, it could be something that doesn't age well over time and people start to get mad about it. Coaster enthusiasts, including myself, get mad about it. But I would like to see Merlin, well personally I think we might see a couple of closures, 2 or 3 closures, to sort of spruce up that area and make it, you know, give it some Thorpe Loving Care. Again, like Alton Towers Loving Care, I'd like to see a Thorpe Loving Care programme. Chessington World of Adventures, I'd like to see a TLC programme with that as well, kind of like a extension to the refurbishment programme a few years ago as well. So I think that year is going to be the start of the Thorpe Loving Care programme. And again, if you want to see me do a separate video on what I would do for the Thorpe Loving Care programme, comment it down below and I will do that video. So that's down to you guys. Do you want to see a Thorpe Loving Care video and what I would do for the Thorpe Loving Care programme over the next 3 years? Comment down below and I'll do that video. So 2023. Now this is again the second year of the Thorpe Loving Care programme, so I'm not really expecting much, maybe a flat ride at best if they haven't sort of removed Slammer by now. I'd like to see Slammer removed as part of the Thorpe Loving Care programme and maybe a new flat ride on that spot. Not sure what yet, maybe an ABC Tourbillon or maybe one of those massive drop towers, which could hint towards the removal of Detonator, Bombs Away, as part of the Angry Birds Land re-theme that could be going on next year, and that sort of redevelopment there. So maybe Detonator gets moved into Slammer's location, then Detonator spot gets filled by a new flat ride, or if Detonator's not going to move, I'd like to see like a family thrill ride, maybe something for all the markets, like a Starflyer or a Vertical Swing, just something nice for that Lost City area to replace Slammer. By 2023. And then 2024, the final year of the Thorpe Loving Care programme, I'd like to see a park. I like to see that Thorpe Park Hotel. I know I said if I was running it, I'd like to see like a park heritage sort of thing, like looking back through the years and sort of combining the years together to create a heritage hotel. Maybe not that theme that they'll probably go for, but me personally I would have gone for that. But I do think that the hotel is coming, a permanent hotel is coming to replace Thorpe Shark. I know there was a coaster plan for that site as well in the past few years, but again I would personally like to see a permanent hotel, because I think it's one of the major parks in the UK that still doesn't have a hotel on site from the park. I know Paulton's Park technically has the New Forest, which is like a couple of miles away. But me personally, I think parks like Paulton's and Thorpe need permanent hotels. Things that look permanent, things that look nice. I know Thorpe Shark is technically permanent to them for now, but I do think that was always set to be a temporary lockdown of the area before they create this permanent hotel from scratch. So there we go. So that's the long-term future of Thorpe Park. Do you agree with my suggestions? Do you disagree with my suggestions? Comment what you want to see in any of the years that you want to see it. You can make your comments as long as possible. I've had comments in the past on the prediction videos where they've literally listed down the year and what they think they should add in that year, or each Six Flags park and what they want to add in that year in next year. They've literally done a whole list as a comment, so make your comments as long as possible. I've had paragraphs and paragraphs to read, reply to. I'll take every single paragraph you guys send me. So thank you very much for watching this long-term future of Thorpe Park video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe and click the notification bell so you never miss a YouTube video. For now guys, my name is Coaster Charlie, YouTube channel, Doncaster born but built for Theme Park News. Keep learning the coaster for dudes, and I'll see you guys in the next video soon. Take care, have an awesome day my friends.